All viewers and dear students, today we are proceeding our the next MCQs. Question number 24. Equation of axis of the parabola. Equation is required of the x-axis of the parabola. The parabola is making on along y-axis vertically, making along vertically. From here is we conclude that along y-axis, the parabola is along y-axis. So this is along y-axis, and equation is required. Equation of x-axis, parabola is on the y-axis, so then we put this line is x-axis of the equation must be 0. So we put here, put x is equal to 0 because the parabola is making along y-axis. So we put along x-axis, so put x is equal to 0. Option B is here the correct option. And question number 25, the equation of latus rectum of the parabola y square minus 4ax. So here the parabola is changed here. Along x-axis, from here we conclude that parabola is making along x-axis. So look here, along x-axis, and here is negative values also. So parabola is on the left side because here PA is less than 0. So means here the negative sign shows that the parabola is making along left side. So this will be any 2 points AB, and here this is focus minus A and 0, and vertex is this is vertex 0 and 0 vertex. Now equation is required again. Latus rectum. What is latus rectum? From A to B is called latus rectum. This length is called latus rectum, which passes through the focus. Which passes through the focus is called latus rectum. So that equation is required if the parabola is along x-axis. So we take x is equal to minus a. X is equal to minus a. X is equal to minus a. The original we will take here x. There will be no change in the equation. So because we take the original points a, x is equal to minus a. Now check here. Option C is the correct option. When we find latus rectum of their equation, so there will be no change in this value. We take x is equal to minus a. For example, here is positive, so we will take here x is equal to a. Now question number 16, the coordinates of the end points of the latus rectum y square is equal to 4ax. Now the parabola is changed here. X, parabola is along x-axis. Look here, parabola is in this type, A and B, and here focus A and 0. This is vertex. The parabola is along x-axis. So here coordinates is required. Coordinates of the end points. Coordinates of the end point is required of the latus rectum. What is latus rectum? I have discussed this one. AB length is called latus rectum. Here AB length is called latus rectum, which is passes through focus. So here end points is one is given. If the one point is A and the second one x is equal, it means that x is equal to A, y is equal to 2A. X is equal to A, y is equal to 2A. This is lies, both are positive. It means that this is first quadrant and this is fourth quadrant, and here is second quadrant and third quadrant. From the coordinates, it means that here the parabola lies in the first and the fourth quadrants. If the both are positive here, both points, the latus rectum of the parabola equation is required of the latus rectum of this parabola. The parabola is making along x-axis, horizontal, along x-axis, or we can say that horizontal parabola. Horizontal parabola, so that is the type of parabola. Look here. Latus rectum. What is latus rectum? Which passes no change when we are finding equation of latus rectum. So the parabola is along x-axis. So we put here along x-axis. There will be no change. Put x is equal to a, or we can say that put x is equal to minus a is equal to x plus a is equal to 0. There will be no change, or we can say that x is equal to minus a. So that is called axis. So latus rectum is that line between 2 points which is perpendicular on the focus. So there will be no equation is finding. So when we finding equation, so there will be no change in the parabola along x-axis. We put here x plus a is equal to 0. So the result will be x is equal to minus a. So now check the option here. Option C is here the correct option. Now question number 28, the equation of the latus rectum. Once again, equation is required. Equation of the latus rectum of the parabola x square minus 4. Parabola is downward, and here A and B is any points, and this will be focus, and here 0 and minus A. Because here the negative sign show that the parabola is A is less than 0. So the parabola is on downward. And here vertex is 0, 0. Now latus rectum is, we have discussed, the perpendicular line which passes through the focus is called latus rectum, and his equation is required. So we cannot change along y-axis. The parabola is along y-axis, along y-axis, along y-axis. So we put here, there will be no change. Y is equal to minus a directly, you can say. If we are making their equation, we can write here y plus a is equal to 0. Y plus a is equal to 0. So if we change here this value, so we get here y is equal to minus a. So or you can say that directly we get with the negative sign y is equal to minus a. So this is called equation of the latus rectum along y-axis. So option check here, option D is here correct option. Now question number 29, the axis of the no equation, but the axis is required. Axis of the parabola means that we put the value of parabola is making along y-axis, along y-axis. So we put x is equal to 0. Now look here, option C is here correct. Required once again, axis of the parabola, axis of the parabola, axis of the parabola, just parabola are changed. Parabola is along x-axis, along x-axis, or we can say that horizontally making the parabola. Here A is positive, A is greater than 0, so the parabola is on the right side. X is equal to A. Here A and B are any 2 points which lies on the focus, here A and 0, and axis of the parabola. If axis of the parabola, then axis of the parabola is making, then we put this line. This line we put y is equal to 0. We put here this line y is equal to 0. Now we check here option C is here the correct option. Similarly, in question number 31, the axis of the parabola y square is equal to minus 4x. The parabola is along x-axis, which is left side because here a is less than 0. The parabola is along x-axis, x-axis or horizontally are making. So the parabola is on the left side of this type, and here A, B are any 2 points, and here focus is minus A and 0. Now we are required along the same. Now the line put Vy is equal to 0 again. We put y is equal to 0. There will be no change, no effect on the parabola. It is right side or it is left side, but they are making the parabola along x-axis. So this point, this line we put vertically, they are intersect the principal axis of this one. A y axis is equal to, put y is equal to 0. So option D is correct answer. The axis of the parabola, so parabola is here, look here, along y axis. Along y axis means here vertical parabola. Vertical parabola, so if vertical parabola if we are making, so this is vertical parabola, and here A and B, and focus is here. Here A x is equal to 0 and A is equal to y, positive values. Now along y axis, making, so it means that we put here x is equal to 0. This line we put here x is equal to 0. This line x is equal to 0. Parabola is making along y-axis, so we put this line along x-axis, we put here x is equal to 0. These are the concepts you must be access to each others, compare to each others. These are the basic things you must be understand. It means that the axis of the parabola here along x-axis, so we put directly the parabola is making along x-axis, then put y is equal to 0. Parabola is making along x-axis, then put y is equal to 0. Parabola is making along y-axis, then put x is equal to 0. Directly we can say that you understand according to the picture diagram. You must know about these things. These are the basic things on the topic of parabola. We are proceeding the next MCQs. The vertex of the parabola x square is equal to minus 4ay. Vertex is required. Here vertex, we are finding vertex. First of all, we recognize the parabola is making forwards. From here, we conclude that y along y-axis. Along y-axis, parabola is making, and negative sign shows that here the parabola is on the downward. Here a is less than 0, so the parabola is downward. Now look here, we make the parabola. Parabola is making on this type. So here A and B are any 2 points, and focus is this one, 0 and minus A. And vertex is here 0 and 0. The parabola is making along here y-axis. So the parabola on the y-axis, the vertex is 0, 0. So option D is the correct option. Question number 34, we are discussed in each question vertex. In the previous question, we have discussed axis of the parabola and axis of parabola, latus rectum. Now we are step by step, we are known that about vertex, parabola, directrix or directrix line, focal length, latus rectum, equation of latus rectum. We discuss everything step by step. Now, again in this question, vertex we are finding of the parabola is changed here. Look here, parabola is here along x-axis, along x-axis, or we can say that horizontal form. So the parabola is changed again here, and a is positive here, a is greater than 0, parabola is along x-axis 0, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. Again here option C is the correct option. Similarly, on the vertex of the parabola, y is a negative parabola. Here along x-axis the same, but a is less than 0. So negative form means that here left parabola, here a is greater than right side parabola. So parabola is making on this type, and here a and b are any 2 points, and focus here minus a and 0. Vertex is the same. So point D is here the correct option. Similarly, in question number 36, the parabola is x along y-axis, vertical form. So parabola is, if check here, positive sign, a is greater than 0, upward parabola means that here we are making upward parabola, this one, a and b, and focus is this one, and y value here is x is equal to 0 and y is equal to a. So focus, and vertex is again 0 0. So option D is the correct option. Look here, so the vertex for all of the parabola along y-axis, along left side, along upward, downward, so there will be no effect here. Vertex will be 0 0 for each one. Proceeding next, MCQs question number 39. The point of the parabola which is closest to the focus is what? That will be called vertex. Why? Because look here, if we make the parabola to the right side, the point is required. The point of the parabola which is closest to the focus. Look here, if we make any parabola, which is now we are making the next the point where the axis meets, means here x and x dash, y and y dash both are meet at this point, the parabola is called vertex. Again vertex, both axes of meets. So question number 39, the focus is required. The focus, now question change here. The focus of the parabola is making along y-axis. Y-axis means vertical parabola. Vertical parabola, a is also greater than 0. So parabola is upward. Parabola is upward making. So parabola is making upward. What is the correct option? Similarly, the focus of the parabola x square, and the parabola is along y-axis, again y-axis vertical parabola, and but here a is less than 0 means that it is downward parabola. So the parabola is making and this type. Focus AB is any is here the correct option.